Yeah, no, that was just an outplay. Alright, it should be up. Mm-hmm. It's weird. It does that a lot. It just started showing for me. Okay, so you'll see me on the menu. There's different. Okay, so currently we are in the Legion League. Okay, turn your fucking volume off so I don't hear myself. Yeah. So there's three different leagues. Well, wait, four. Yeah, four. There's Standard League, which this character's in. There's the current like Challenge League, which the current one is Legion, and it adds just a whole bunch of different modifiers and a new like event that you can find while scoping around the map. And then there's hardcore leagues for both standard and for the challenge league. So basically, you choose one, and then you create your character. There are, when you start playing, there will be 6 characters, being, and I'm gonna go from left to right. But the middle girl in the blue, you see her? She doesn't exist yet until after your first playthrough. So you've got the Templar, the Shadow, the Marauder, the Ranger, the Duelist, and then the Witch. And then the middle girl you get after completing a certain mission, and she is the Scion. The difference in classes is based on where you start in the skill tree. Because everyone shares the same skill tree, they just start in different spots. So I'm gonna go on my Slayer, and I'll show you the skill tree. The way skills work is different than how it would in Diablo. Because there's these items called skill gems, and then there's also support gems. So the skill gems. Oh, okay. Alrighty. Okay, welcome back. So there's these gems called skill gems and support gems, and basically you socket them in your armor, weapons, stuff like that. And they give you skills. And then the support gems support your skills. So this is my character. Currently, look at my armor. These are my skills and stuff. I'm running Sunder and Cyclone. And then these are flasks, health potions, mana potions, and then like I have movement speed potions. But you socket your skills into your armor and stuff, and that's how you get skills and stuff. And then this is the skill tree. You see the skill tree? Okay, yeah. So each class has a certain spot where they start. Duelist starts at the way bottom. Over here is Marauder. This one is Templar. Up here is Witch. Over here is Shadow. Down here is Ranger. And right here is Scion in the middle. So the way the classes work is Marauder focuses mostly on strength. Templar focuses on strength and intelligence. Witch focuses on just intelligence. Shadow is intelligence and dexterity. Ranger is dexterity only. Well, mainly dexterity. And then Duelist is strength and dexterity. And then Scion's just all around. So, this is a skill tree. The best way I suggest doing it is trying to find a build of what you want to do, like certain skills that sound cool, or like watch, because I watch these videos and it shows like builds that would be fun to do, like cool builds and stuff, and you usually want a build that can do like the end game content and stuff. But yeah, that's the skill tree. That's usually the biggest thing that turns people away, is the skill tree. I'm gonna be, yeah. And then I'm gonna be lagging, but I just want to show you a little bit, and then I'll stop the stream. And then every person has a stash, and this is where the microtransactions come in, because you can buy these coins, and with the coins you can buy cosmetics, or you can buy so if I can ever get to my fucking stash, there we go. Can it open, please? There it goes. Okay, so you get 4 basic tabs, which you can't really do anything with. You can't sell any items and stuff from. And then you can buy premium tabs, which are basically exact same as basic tabs, except you can set them to sell stuff. So like here I've got a bunch of shit that I'm trying to sell. And then there's other tabs like the divination card tab, which divination cards are items that drop occasionally. They're very rare. And then if you collect a certain amount of them, you can get special items. Like for example, this card is, if I collect 5 of them, I get 20 times a quality currency. And then there's maps, which is all like endgame content shit. This is where you store your maps. And then there's essences, which are little thingies that randomly appear in maps, and it's a bunch of like frozen enemies. And then you go up and you click them a couple times, and then they all unfreeze. All of the enemies unfreeze, and then when you kill them, they drop an essence. Each essence does a different thing. You put them on unenchanted gear, and it gives them like stats. Like for example, this one here is, if it's on, like, you can just read it. If it's on a certain piece of gear, it has a different effect. Like this one's all about minions. And then there's the currency tab. And currency does not work the way you think it does, Shane. There is no gold, silver, copper, and shit. Currency is stuff like this. Anything in this tab. And It's a little confusing at first, but it's really, really cool because all of these pieces of currency can be used as currency, but they can also be used to upgrade items. Like, for example, this one can turn a basic bitch item into a blue item. This one can turn a basic bitch item into a yellow item. And this one changes a blue item to a yellow item. Also down here, these, I actually don't know what they do yet, but they're not currency. I just store them in here. But these three are probably the most important currency if you're going to try and create gear, because Jeweler's Orbs either increases or decreases, it's a random thing, the amount of it just changes the amount of slots you have on a piece of gear. So helmet can have 4, one-handed weapons and shields can have 4, I think. No, they can have 3. Helmets can have 4, boots can have 4, gloves can have 4, chest piece can have 6, and then one-handed weapons can have one-handed weapons, shields, and stuff like that all can have 3, and then two-handed weapons can have 6. And then these are orbs of fusing, which can link the sockets together. Because do you see on my axes how like they have the little linking sign, like how they look linked? Okay, that means that any gem attached to that, let it be a support gem, or hell, even some skill gems work together in a specific way. It means that they can now work together. For example, on my axe, I have my Sunder linked with a maim support and a melee physical damage support. And then this one changes the colors of the sockets, which is really, really important and really, really fucking annoying. Yeah, the chromatic orb changes the amount of sockets. Oh no, not the amount, but the colors of the sockets. And then this is probably the most important currency ever. This is the main, like, big currency. Well, it's not the biggest, but it's like the most commonly used. The biggest one is the Exalted Orb. Because you can basically take a yellow item and give it all new effects. So you can try and get the stuff you want. Increases qualities of, like, this one is a weapon, this one's armor, this one's a flask, and then this one's gems. And then that one's maps. But I don't have any of those. And then these are your basic things, your the identification scrolls and town portal scrolls. And then these things are just shards, which eventually stack into those. And that's the currency. What, that? This? Oh, it's a cosmetic. Alright, so basically the build I'm doing is Cyclone. I have a bunch of lifesteal, and I'm basically a human blender. I am literally the human blender. You will see in a second. Okay, so these skills are passive skills. They reserve a certain amount of your mana. So for example, you see how my mana bar is like part blue, part gray. It means that I can only use the blue parts, but I can't use the gray part. And it's reserved because of these skills. And then this is what Sunder looks like. And then Human Blender. The fire alarm? I think that was you. I might also join you.